Hello and good morning, my wonderful friends. This is Marta from Drop of Sunshine, and welcome in my studio. My friends, I am back for nearly a week break. I think it's even more than a week break. We went to the hospital over the past weekend with our son for his allergy testing. That was a day after, straight after I had this live. I've published the first article with the measurements for the frame, but I'm still due to do the one for this mini album, which I'm gonna be trying to do today before my shift. But for my today video, I wanted to revisit one of my older project. This is the explosion box. For those of you who are on the craft world, you know that this Christmas, it was the first Christmas we had to deal with the lockdown, and we had this Christmas hub group which I've started on the craft world to create some content which we could upload over the Christmas time for those of you who were spending this Christmas period on yourself, so you won't not gonna be feeling left out. I was blessed to be able to spend the Christmas with my husband and my son, so I am thankful for that. But I was making something encouraging, something nice, free design for anyone who would like to download it and create something. And here I am thinking, I was trying to say, at first I was planning to record this video live, so I'm not gonna be have to re-editing it and adding a voiceover. But first of all, it was very long, and then my husband, my son, postman, all the people were start like coming at once. Everyone wanted something, and I was like, okay, I'll just finish it off and I'll do a voiceover. Here I am thinking of those squares which were designed for explosion box, but I'm gonna be creating a mini album in a box, same as the one I've did on the live, just so I could use up those squares. This is another idea for using them up. And here I have this wood grain, kind of wood grain. I was inspired by the wood look, this lovely design as well, which is very subtle. It's very good as a background paper, something to start on, and I will be building up my composition. You will see how I finish off, how I will add a few bits to it to enhance this pattern and just to create something so it's not gonna be as plain. Here I just mark myself 2 bits, so I knew where should I cut. And here I was talking about this guillotine, this cutting trimmer. I love it. It's very handy. I've bought it especially for making a video because I have a large, really like a chopping beast. This is like an industrial cutter, which is like almost A2 size. It's bigger than A3, but it's not entirely A2 size. However, it's very heavy duty, and that's why I'm never showing it. So I'm cutting off the camera, and I bought this guillotine so I'll be able to do it on my video. But it's 6 inches is not enough. I would buy the bigger one, just to let you know. This is my observation. Here you can see I'm showing you, I don't have the full set. I think it was 5 pages plus some sentiments, so quite a lot of this floral design, which is it wasn't very Christmassy, but I wanted to design something so everyone could have a use all year round. And it's been some time ago, nearly 6 months, so I thought, why not revisit? I will give you a link to download it once again on the article on the craft world, or even here, I think down below in the description with the rest of material I'm using. So here I am gonna be cutting those flowers, and I have to cut them off the hand. I normally use my brother's scan and cut machine, but the blade I was using, it's just broke. It's become blunt. It's tearing my paper, and I've ordered a new one. And happily, when I was recording this video, we had the postman coming, and he actually bring me the new one, but that was already once I cut it, but here you can see it's very easy to cut. Those roses are not complicated. It's just a quick trim around, same for the leaf, and it goes really fast and easy, and everyone can do it. You don't need any die cutting machine. Actually, for today's video I'm not gonna be using die cutting machine at all. I do have a one frame which I cut it, but this is something I found in my scraps, so it's not counting, let's say. My friends, I am quickly chopping off those flowers. Many times I get the question about the scissors. This is the Fiskars Spring Action. They absolutely brilliant. This is one of my favorite scissors, apart from the HOLTZ with this very old with this red handle. They are heavy duty for any heavy job I need them, and this one they are designed for cutting like lots of things, but I'm using them for a paper mainly, and I'm trying to stick to the rules, so I'm not using it for anything else. I also have the sewing scissors for cutting my ribbon, which gives me this very nice edge. So I'm trying to switch between the scissors, so they're not like contaminate with the glue or any other bits. Like for this Fiskars, I never trying to never cut like any like a double-sided tape or anything with the glue, so it's not gonna leave me any residue. Here I'm having this cork board. This is just a regular cork board you can buy in any supermarket, and I will use that one to shape my flowers. I'm gonna be shaping them, just a basic, break up the fiber, give them a little bit dimension here you can see, and I will use the embossing folder for my leaf. I actually bought a couple things because on the Thursday when I had my live on the craft stash, the craft stash has this offer. It wasn't really offer, it was free, given £5 to anyone. I was given Luke, who was hosting the live when I was showing my projects there. She was sharing the code to everyone. I think it was Happy 5 or something. It's already expired. It was working on that day only, but everyone who visited the craft stash, you could have that £5 claim, buy whatever you wanted. You can use it for everything you wanted. So I bought a couple bits, including the embossing folder. This is the SIZZIX embossing folder, which has this leaf vine texture, which I thought it will be brilliant to use on the leaves, and you will see it in a second. Here I am just trying to find the proper pearls, because for the flower I did earlier off the camera I had this little pearl, but it was the last one, lone standing pearl, and I don't have the other one. The similar I have, they're a little bit larger, and I think they're taking too much space in the flower center, so I'm trying to figure it out what else I'm gonna be using. And then I had this decorative pearls, which are like little bubbles, like a very textured one, and this is the one I will be sticking for my card. Here you can see this embossing folder. It's absolutely fabulous. It was a great price point. I think it still is on the craft stash. I will give you a link down below as well, so you can check it. And then I will put my leaves. I wasn't sure which way I should put them, because I did it once and then I forgot. So here you will see I am placing my leaves, half of them one way up, and then the other half I'm turning them other side. So once I will place them, I will know which one I like better. This is a great way to check your folders, something like that, to see which one design you prefer more. I could do one and then decide one of each and then decide, but because I'm trying to film this video before my shift at work today, so I just did all at once. And here I am showing you what combination for my SIZZIX Big Shot Plus works. It was this large plate, then this very thin red one, and one of the clear plates. This is it. this was the combination for this 3D embossing folder because it's much thicker than the regular embossing folder. And here I'm taking off the leaves and I'm just comparing that to see which one I like better. And I like when they face up this SIZZIX sentiment up, so that looks much nicer to me. And then I'm changing my mind. I left myself this nice white border on the roses. You see I have it done on the left side. You can see there's a complete rose I've created. I use my SIZZIX not SIZZIX, sorry, I'm lying, this Brothers scan and cut machine to cut it out, and I have this absolutely perfect even edge all around. But when I was cutting with the scissors, I didn't do a great job and I wasn't as happy with the look, so I've decided to add this ALADINE IZINK spray just to color it a little bit. Plus I think this green ink, this is the ink spray, but you could use ink or any other color medium you have. But going over those leaves after they run through embossing folder, that's really enhanced this leafy pattern, and I think it's just bring those leaves to life. Honestly, I'm so super happy with this embossing folder. I just love how how texture and this vine look on the leaves just looks brilliant. Now I've decided to color the flowers as well, and once I will have it all done, I will glue those little pearls. And few things I wanted to tell you, to share with you, my friends. Obviously I'm so grateful and thankful for everyone on the craft world, for your support, for your lovely messages I've been receiving. I haven't been there for a couple of days, but another thing comes, when we went to the hospital for this allergy trial for my son, he didn't pass it. He had a 6 steps. He was exposure to the allergen, to testing his reaction. It was all in a control environment, like with the doctors having this like all the equipment to in case he will have a anaphylactic shock or anything like that. And I already thought, I was really like praying my heart, because what they do, they proceed with 6 steps. It give each of the with each single step they give increased amount of the allergen. My son had 4 doses and he was fine, and then after he received the 5th one, which I thought like, oh, one more and we're ready to go, like, you know, I was happy. Then after the 5th one, he developed the reaction. His mouth was starting to get a little bit swollen. He was crying that his mouth is sore. He had a sore belly, but luckily it wasn't any shock or anything like that. He didn't have any respiratory trouble, but he got the medicine to calm down his reaction and everything. So I was very stressed. It was very like hard. I think it was like 40 minutes until he actually fell asleep, but he was due to the nap anyway, like so he slept it off the you know, the worst part after, but it was very stressful. So I'm so thanking to everyone of you who are thinking of us, who are praying for us, and keep your finger crossed for my son. He's good, he's fine, but at least we know this is something, another thing we have to watch. He will be due another trial as well, because he's allergic to a couple bits, so he will be tested them individually so they know exactly how he's reacting to every food group. I think the most I'm petrified is the peanut, because that one is really harsh allergen to check. We know from the blood results that his results are really high on the peanut as well, like the egg whites and the dairy, quite a few things, but the dairy is the mildest one. Then the eggs are quite strong. This one he had a allergic reaction, but it wasn't as bad. So that's one thing. Then when we came back home, one of my discs in the computer has broke. I've lost some of the footage of the photos I had, as well as some it was very destroying to me, because I've been working on some design and I just lost it. But my friends, it is what it is, and I think it meant to be. Maybe I didn't design them the perfect way, and I'll just redo them even better. So that's one thing I am happy about. And well, happy, not very happy, but it is what it is. And I'm glad we're safe, we're good, we're alive, we have a roof over the head. So everything else is just, it doesn't matter. And here I'm showing you a couple other bits, because I've decided that if I'm using this £5 free, I will order a couple more bits to actually make it a free delivery, which is £20 on the craft stash. And I've ordered this tool, which I was showing you. The old one is just, it does not existing. It started losing those bristles, and then before I realized, it was just gone. I also ordered myself a medium gel, which I needed because my one, I was out of it. And then this sand texture paste from Pretty Gets Gritty, which I really, really love. At first, when I opened the jar, I thought it was a little bit liquidish, but it's fine. I really enjoy it, and there was no leaking underneath the stencil. I'm gonna be using it here as well. You will see it in a second. So I just love it. I use a little bit of the same pinkish color IZINK spray through the mask. At first my sponge was too soaked, so it leaked out a little bit, but I will cover it up with the texture paste later on, so no one will ever see that it was behind there. And one more thing I need to tell you, my friends. I know, like, I'm doing a lot of update, but I want to tell you one good story, which I think it's just something, I don't know, I wanted to share with you, because I believe I'm praying, I'm trying to be grateful for everything I have in my life. But lately, as they say, like, miserables comes in pairs, and I think they just came like in a triple, quadruple with everything. Like, lately, my broken desk on the computer, my son having this allergy, stressful time. We also having some setback with our house building. Well, it is what it is. It's after the lockdown, all the prices are increasing, just like skyrockets, especially like in my country where we're building the house. We had a couple of setbacks as well. Like, once we start digging foundation, it turned out we bought the clear land. As we thought that we're buying a clear land, and the place where we had a plan for building a house, it turned out that once they start digging, the diggers and all the building crews start working on it, because it's going to be a concrete brick house, so you needed a proper foundation for that. It turns out there was another foundation in below in the ground, which we had to like excavate from, which cost a huge chunk of money, like absolutely a ton of money, because we need to special like drillers, everything to like get rid of it, pull it out. Then we had this big hole which we have to fill up with the cement, because we couldn't put the soil in, because once it would be a fresh soil, then the building, there was a risk it will be settling down, like, uneven, and it could break the structure later on. So we spent a huge amount of money, so we're now a little bit short with our house finishing it. So it's just one thing after another. But I don't want to complain, because I'm feeling like my trouble, it's really nothing. People dealing with deaths, with sickness, like terminal illness. So my complaint is just a nothing, it's just a little setback. And but I'll tell you one story which really like it really like touched my heart, because today morning I was just thinking, like, I know there's lots of going on, and I was praying to the God and saying, like, oh, I know you've got a lot on your head, but can you please like send me a little bit extra money. And today, when the postman came in with the post to us today, me and my husband, we received the check. Well, at first it was big envelope. I spoiled the story because I've told you it's a check, but we received a very big envelope, which was from the solicitors once we were selling our house here in Scotland. in order to build a house in Poland. And that was in January this year. All our like everything, the case was closed, we've got the money, everything, it was sorted. And then 5 months later, like from January till May, we're receiving this envelope, which looks like a very important document and close. And my husband came in once I was recording, so that's why I've decided to do a voiceover. And my friends, we're opening that envelope, and there is like a big letter with this like official fonts and everything, and there is a check enclosed, and the check is for £10. And I know it's nothing, it's not gonna, well, it's nothing, it is something, but first of all, one thing, if you're praying, please be more precise. Like, I'm just laughing, I'm joking right now, but you see, when I was asking, like, can you send me a little bit of the money, and we've got a little bit money. But I'm telling you, first of all, because it's a fun story, but secondly, my friends, if you are asking, you shall receive. And please stay positive, stay grateful, because I know that even though I'm a little bit stressed with everything, I know we will receive, somehow we will provide for it, and our house sooner or later will be built, and somehow we're gonna be, I don't know, work extra, take some extra shifts, or like trying to do some extra bits to, in order to find those spare money which we need in. But please, I'm telling you this to let you know, my friends, that whatever going on with your life, please try to stay grateful, look around everything, all the blessings you have, and try to concentrate on those. Because I found myself like a few days ago in a very like hard state, when I was just like thinking negative, and this is when this vicious circle starts. Once you start thinking bad things, the bad things like all throws at you, because you're becoming a magnet to a bad news, if you know what I mean. And that's why I wanted to share this story with you, to thinking like, if you're thinking positive, I wake up today with a totally brand new attitude. Like, I was like, okay, Marta, you're done. Like, stop this PE party, because you've been healthy, you're good, your son is good, he's got allergy, but it's not the end of the world. Your house is on delay, but it's building, it's still, the walls are there. They're gonna be working on the roof soon, so we still have to put like a windows, electricity, plumbing, all of that. And but it's there, it's, you're getting there, and all the things, like, I have no complaints. And I was like, but please, like, I have no complaint, I'm stopping complaint, but please, God, just give me a little bit money. And then here we are, I'm having this check. It's unbelievable, but it's something, it's this little like signal for me that I'll be good, I'll be fine. I just need to stay focused on what's important, and this is what I'm doing. I'm sorry if the story was too long, it took too much. I hope I didn't get you bored, but I really wanted to tell you that. So whatever happens, if there's something negative, please just look around and try to stay focused on the positive things. Do not do this mistake as I did, to like, trying to be thinking all negative. Now, going back to my card, because I'm sorry, I was like talking about different things. I have this rose gold embossing powder from Ranger, which I also ordered on the craft stash order, which I was showing you, with this texture paste and this a releasing tool, which is really lovely color. I always wanted to have this rose gold, but I've never bought it, and I thought it's right time, because I was just trying to, rather than me paying for a postage a couple of pounds, then I will keep up my order around £20, and that way I have a free free delivery, plus I had this £5 off and the 10% off on the premium membership, so that was really a good deal. So I've tried this rose embossing powder. It's very good quality. I am very happy with it. I did 2 layers because I think for those elements, frames like that, the one you can see, this frame actually comes from the Textures by Lou Collins collection. I will give you a link as well, and I think for those little elements like frames like that, it's always good idea to put 2 layers of the embossing powder, because it makes the it's kind of resemble the metal effect. It's very nice, very like what to say, like a very soft, and those embossing is start like melting, like once it's double layer, it's really melt nicely and everything looks very even. I am adding those flowers, which I've created, these 3-dimensional flowers I wanted to show you. So from one elements to cut, the one once you download it, you can cut them, you can use them flat, you can double layer them as I did on the explosion box, or you can do this 3-dimensional flowers as I did over here. So I'm adding a few extra bits. I've cut the sentiment, and I am using this Distress Oxide ink to get rid of the white edges, and I will attach all of it. Now for my background paper, I will be adding it with the double-sided tape. I was thinking of the foam, but because I've already did this decorative edge with this piercing tool, I don't really need to add the foam tape, because this edge will be sticking out and that will give me dimension on its own. And because this card will be going into envelope, and I wanted to keep it relatively flat, so I could send it through. I think I'm gonna list this card on eBay, so whoever will buy it, I could nicely pack it as a large letter and just send it to whoever will buy the card. And here I'm just adding a drop of the glue, so I will make sure it's all hold nicely, and then I will attach the rest of my elements with the hot glue. I'm sorry if you're hearing some background noises, that's my boys rambling in the kitchen, and my husband is actually cooking a soup for us today. We'll see. That will be no, I'm joking. He's helping me a lot, and he's cooking as well. Maybe not the soup, this is gonna be his first soup ever, because I am the one who's making the soups and cooking the lunches and dinners, but we'll see. I'm very exciting. I'm having a faith in him, and I'm sure he will do very well, especially having a little 3-year-old helper. I'm sure they'll be fine. Probably it's gonna be a ton of dishes for me to do, but hey ho, at least I can record the voiceover, and once my boys will create the lunch, then we're gonna eat together and I will go to work. So that's the plan. As you can see, very solid. So now I am attaching my elements, and I haven't noticed I didn't put my sentiment very straight, but I will save it all later on. I am also gonna be adding a little bit of the sizzle, because I wanted to create some more texture, more extra to the card. This is not very large card. This is a 5x7 of those ready-made cards. But I wanted to make it nice. I wanted to looks like it's been a lot of effort put into the card. And what is nice with this downloadable elements, you can also cut a few and make a little flat composition on the inside of the card, so that way you have this inside and outside portion finish as well. And here I've decided to enrich my composition with the sizzle. So I'm grabbing a few strings, and here this sentiment, I didn't put it straight, and none of you has told me, like, if I would be recording live. I just thought, when I was like, oh, if I would be recording live, someone will tell me once the glue is still hot. But then I've just ripped it off. I very gently, I just use my scissors to cut underneath, so I've managed to save it. But it's a good idea, whenever you glue your sentiment, just tilt the card so you could look straight on it, because I didn't want it to put my head into the camera, so that's why I did it. But yeah, but I've managed to save it anyway. So I'm just adding my bits, and that's why I didn't glue the leaves directly to the flowers. When I was creating the flowers, I was thinking, like, see this ready-made rose I have on the top? I've already attached my leaves to it, but I didn't do it this time because I knew that if I will be scattering my flowers together, I not always need the leaves in the place. Like, it's always to leave. It's always good idea to leave the leaves at the end, so that way once you attach your flowers, composition, everything, then you can go back and fill up those gaps with the leaves whenever you feel like they are needed, or wherever, just to make it nice, everything looks nice and pretty. So I'm just adding a little bit on the top as well, one flower, and this very thin, I think it's like a 3 millimeter, it's not entirely white, it's like a off-white cream color ribbon, and that's basically makes my card. As a final touch, here you can see I'm struggling with ripping, like slightly taking off this sentiment so I could just tilt it until it's straight, and then I will be finishing off my card with the Nuvo drops. I wanted to bring a little bit of this blue color as well, because I have it on a frame and I only have those two blue color Nuvo drops. The blue one, the darker one, I haven't been using it for some time. I think it was like a several months since we moved in actually to this new flat. I don't think I ever use it, so it's been lying for months. It's got dry, and the drop which were coming out from it, they weren't looking nice. They were like, not even, they weren't round up. So if it happened to you, what you have to do, my friend, you have to clean up the nozzle from old product. Like, obviously, as every single product, whether it's crafty product or cosmetic or things like that, they have its own like a due date. It's not the food, so you're not gonna have this expiry date as in the food production, but the products get older and they dry up, they lose their consistency, and they become thick or something like that. So you have to be aware, and sometimes it's a good idea. I'm going to the point when I'm thinking like, Marta, you have so many goodies that you're not really using it, and it start coming off, and you buy more. Well, I've bought more like this texture paste because I didn't have my medium gel. It's finished, so whenever I wanted to do mixed media, I don't have the strong glue, and the hot glue, it's not always good for attaching heavy elements because sometimes they can stick out. They're not like holding nicely as medium gel, so I need it. But for now, I'm thinking I'll be more careful and use what I have, so I'm not gonna be buying new products which are constantly like they will be like losing their consistencies and things like that, and just because I don't have a time for using them. So I will try to be more careful with my spending, plus save up a little bit more for our house, what we need. In well, I don't know if we manage to save it up. We'll probably back up with a loan or something. I don't know, we'll see. But this is my card. I've added this egg drops to finish them off because the blue one were too dark. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for being here, for watching, for commenting, for sharing, and for using my papers. Stay blessed, my friends. I am wishing you all the best and hope to see you shortly. Bye bye.